The Employee of the Year Award was started in 2010 when one of our longtime employees, Gerald Wright, who really epitomized Goodwill's mission, passed away by a debilitating illness. But he really was a person who helped clients, even clients after they were placed into jobs who needed additional counseling, as well as coworkers. Just truly an inspirational man. So that's how this award got named. And I can't think of a better person to receive this award today other than Sam Abney. So, as you've heard, his work has had a huge impact on our organization. He has developed relationships with 7-Eleven. You heard about CVS, the Mount Lebanon Baptist Church. He's actively involved with some of the strongest partnerships we have in the organization. His title, which is Business Engagement Specialist, doesn't really accurately tell what his role is in Goodwill. He's a consummate team player, and he is always looking out for both the employer and the participants' best interests. He's been involved with Goodwill since 2011 when he was part of our retail merchandising program. And when that program ended, we hired him to be part of our career services team, which links both employers and participants together. And he's worked tirelessly to make that happen. In order to achieve the employer expectations, he models extraordinary professionalism with every participant he meets and sends on a job interview. He holds very high standards, and he helps people really focus on their best attributes and their skills when they go out to interview. One of his most notable achievements in his representation of Goodwill has been in the community. He greatly values employer relationships, as evidenced by those who think very highly of him, and he often works late hours to accommodate employers' schedules and needs. He spearheaded more formalized partnerships with CVS and 7-Eleven, and CVS has been so impressed with his work, they are opening a mock training store in our headquarters later this year. So it's very clear that you can see that he has a passion for helping participants and employers link up and work together so that they can come into better careers. So without further ado, here is Sam Abney. Great.
Well, I really don't need to say anything else. It is indeed a pleasure and an honor to accept this award today. I know everybody's been saying, hey, you ready to say something? I'm actually an introvert, to be honest about it. But it's a pleasure, totally a pleasure, because as I look out over the audience, I see all the people that I work with. And I'm very honored to be selected for this, because across the board, I try to do the best that I can by working with everybody and making it a progress for all the participants that we have in our program. You know, it's an honor when you go into stores and you see people that you placed in not just job positions, but career positions. And especially on weekends, so I'm glad that Lisa said that it's long hours because it's not a 5-day week job and it's not an 8-hour day a job. It's one of those things where you can create those not relationships but partnerships with CVS and with CVS and 7-Elevens. And on weekends, when you go into these stores and these people that you placed in those stores and opportunities, when they look up and they say, oh, there go Mr. Abney, on a Saturday afternoon when, hey, I could very well be leisuring out somewhere else. But the look on those people's faces when they see you coming into the store, or the other side of that is when they're down on themselves and they're talking about, oh, Mr. Abney, I really feel like I'm not going to make it. And then you have to become that supporter then, or either that family member. So those are why we've been able to create these positions, not only the positions, but these partnerships, because I call them partnerships. They aren't just relationships. The reason that we've been able to place 300 people with 7-Eleven is because those everyday situations. And I'll just give you a brief example, because when you have people who come to you and say, well, Mr. Abney, I got 2 kids, and I want to be a nurse, but I need to go to work right now. I placed a young lady with 7-Eleven, which was out on Patasco and Washington Boulevard. She had an opportunity to go to nursing school later on. And when that opportunity came, well, she said, Mr. Abney, what do I need to do? We need to do this professional way. It's not a job anymore, it's a career. So the young lady took advantage of that, went to nursing school, but it didn't work out. But here we are 3 years later, and she's now an assistant manager of one of the 7-Eleven stores because she found her niche another way. Or when you have a young lady who comes to you feeling bad about themselves, down on their luck, not necessarily dressed appropriately all the time, but when she came back into the program, or when she was in the program, she said, Mr. Abney, same situation, need an opportunity to go to work. I said, well, I can put you on a career path. Well, this young lady started out not feeling supportive, but to talk. You go to the store, you meet her when she comes in, you give her those uplifting conversations. And now, here we are, a year and a half later, you meet her later on, and like she talks about, well, Mr. Abney, you know now, I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I get my kids ready at 4:30. I catch the bus from East Baltimore to catch to be at a CVS store on Exeter Street to open up in the morning at 8 o'clock. Growth. But all of that's because you're in that store, you're giving them support. Those are just some of the stories, and I could go on and on and on, even though I'm an extrovert, but I can feel from behind me they're telling me to sit down. But I use those examples just to say I'm the lucky one because, as I say, I have a great team that I work with, the workforce development, the marketing department, the executive office. It's not all about me. It's just all the people that I work with, and I thank all of you.